Late autumn, 1347. A battered merchant ship limps into the Sicilian port of Messina. Lanterns flicker on the water as curious townspeople gather. The crew looks weak, whispers spread of fever, aches, and a strange new sickness. On deck, wet planks and coiled rope tell of hard seas. A sailor steadies himself by the mast, coughing into the dusk, while Messina's lights shimmer across the bay. Beyond the harbor gate, neighbors whisper outside shuttered homes. A wax-sealed notice appears on a door. The church bell tolls. In the shadows, a rat slips along the rope coils. Something unseen has entered the city. The 14th century world was stitched together by trade. Caravans crossed Central Asia with silk and spices. Fleets threaded the Mediterranean with grain, wool, and people. Connections brought prosperity and vulnerability. Most people lived in tight quarters with animals and stored grain. Medicine leaned on ancient theories, imbalanced humors, foul airs, and prayers. Yet cities kept records, hospitals existed, and neighbors rallied when crisis came. Today we know the cause: Yersinia pestis, a bacterium living in rodent reservoirs and traveling via fleas. Genetic clues point to Central Asia, near the Tian Shan Ranges and Lake Issyk-Kul, decades before Europe's catastrophe. An outbreak at the Black Sea port of Kaffa in 1346 features in the chronicles. Whether or not siege stories are exact, ships leaving Crimea carried a terrible passenger, fleas on rats in cargo, and sometimes the sickness between people. In 1347, Messina, Genoa, Venice, and Marseille saw the first sparks. Ships docked, cargo moved ashore, and news traveled slower than disease. Markets thinned as bells began to toll. Physicians debated causes: astrology, miasma, corrupted air. Fires and perfumes were lit to cleanse the breeze. Warnings posted, remedies mixed, uncertainty everywhere. By 1348 the plague reached Barcelona and Paris, soon London and the Low Countries. It coursed along rivers, roads, and coasts into Scandinavia, North Africa, and the Levant. A shared crisis across languages and faiths. Chroniclers from Christian and Islamic worlds describe long funeral processions, halted courts and markets, and families torn between hope and fear. Their words are our windows. People described sudden fever, chills, and weakness. A caregiver offers water by a window's light, hoping for a turn for the better that may not come. Painful swelling sometimes appeared, others coughed blood when lungs were struck. The pace felt merciless, someone seen in the morning might be gone by nightfall. Physicians prescribed diets, herbal fumigations, and comforting routines. Families nursed the sick, clerics brought prayers and last rites, hospitals took in the desperate. Cities cleaned streets, limited gatherings, and isolated the ill. Ports separated new arrivals and cargo, seeds of what later became quarantine. In parts of Germany and the Low Countries, flagellant groups marched barefoot, singing hymns and scourging themselves as a plea for mercy. Fervor rose with uncertainty. Authorities feared unrest. Pope Clement VI condemned the movements, and many groups were dispersed. Order pushed back against chaos. Deadly rumors accused minorities of poisoning wells. Some rulers and clergy issued protections, reminding people the plague raged where no Jews lived. Fear didn't need truth to spread. Persecution scarred communities, Strasbourg in 1349 among the worst. We remember victims, and those who tried to protect their neighbors, to guard against repeating such harm. Mortality was staggering. Clergy, caregivers, and gravediggers faced immense risk. Many communities arranged burials with solemn care when churchyards filled. Even in bleak months, neighbors shared bread and water, cared for orphans, and kept communities alive. Kindness traveled, too. With fewer workers, labor gained value. On some lands, fields shifted to pasture, sheep and wool prospered, tenants bargained for better terms. Laws like England's Statute of Labourers tried to freeze wages, reality pushed back. Urban guilds adapted, and in some towns, women took on new artisan roles. Faith wavered and deepened. Pilgrims lit candles and prayed, others wrestled with doubt. Community life searched for meaning. Artists gave the moment a language, the dance macabre, death's universality. Writers like Boccaccio framed stories to process grief and survival. Medieval medicine leaned on humors and miasma, so many treatments missed the mark. Still, isolation, sanitation, and record-keeping offered practical help. In the 1890s, Alexandre Yersin identified Yersinia pestis, Paul Louis Simon showed fleas transmit it. Modern DNA confirms the microbe behind the medieval catastrophe. The Black Death began a second pandemic that recurred for centuries: the Great Plague of London, 1665, Marseille, 1720, Moscow, 1771, and many local outbreaks. Plague faded in Europe by the 18th–19th centuries. Better housing and storage, shifts from black rats to brown rats, sanitation.